Hello everyone and welcome to Abnormal Psychology. Now, if you are watching this video, that means you are part of my 281-600 section, the hybrid section, and I'm going to review this syllabus in class. So this video is going to be more of the basics of, the highlight the most important topics within our syllabus. But if you have any questions, please ask me. Furthermore, make sure you review the syllabus on your own time because you will be quizzed on its contents in our course introduction quiz, which is due the 18th. So make sure you read that. Anyway, as you know, my name is Elizabeth Japsik Schuler. I will be your instructor for this semester. If you are taking one of my classes for the second time, welcome back and welcome to round 2. If this is your first time taking my class, welcome. You'll quickly learn that my learning environment is a little more casual, but I think it's a good way to approach the material, and I hope you enjoy it. But anyway, I digress. Let's get to the basics of the syllabus. So our course will run from January 6th to May 9th. We will meet on Tuesdays from 1 to 2:20. So that is only one time a week. Please make note of that because your attendance is very important for this class. Again, my name is Elizabeth Japsik Schuler, not Mrs. Schuler, not Mrs. Japsik. You can call me Miss Elizabeth, you can call me Elizabeth, but ma'am gives me the ick, so please don't do that. Elizabeth is fine. My office hours are Monday 10 to 11, 11 to 12. On Tuesday, Wednesday 9 to 10, Friday 11 to 1. Please note I do not have any office hours on Thursday. These are times where I'm guaranteed to be available to you, so please take advantage if you need any help. I'm very quick to respond to emails because I have a horrible work-life balance. My email is elizabeth.japsikschuler@beaufortccc.edu, or you can call my office phone listed there in that contact. It's also in your instructor tab on Blackboard. So this course is basically going to give you, we're going to look at psychological disorders. And we're also going to look at theoretical, clinical, and experimental perspectives of the study of psychopathology. Now, the first few units were kind of laying the foundation in looking at the history of abnormal psychology. Then we get into the research and theoretical approaches. And from then on, we kind of use those first 3 chapters to examine a whole slew of psychological disorders, from personality disorders, sexual dysfunction and gender variations, anxiety disorders, disorders of trauma. We cover a lot in this class. With that being said, some of it can be potentially triggering, so I always include links to our counselors if needed. I am not a therapist, I am an educator, but if you come to me with concerns, I know the proper resources and proper channels to get you the help you deserve. I am a mental health first aider. So, as you know, Psych 150 was a prerequisite for completing this course. If you did not complete that class, I don't know how you got into this class. We need to reassess your enrollment. But basically, what you're going to need for this class, you need to show up, have reliable internet, and a textbook. I will provide supplementary resources, including pre-recorded lecture videos, some fun articles, some other videos, stuff like that. Here's our textbook for the semester. So it's Comer and Comer's Abnormal Psychology 11th edition. Supposedly the 10th edition is running out of print. It's just hard to come by these days. So I highly recommend you try to find it, though. It is way cheaper than the 11th edition. The 11th edition is what's in the bookstore. The 10th edition is what we used the previous semester. So if you have a friend with that book, get it from them. I highly recommend you go with the older edition. Either way, if you do choose the older edition, you just have to ensure that the chapters line up. Sometimes the numbers may be mismatched, and that's on you to keep up, not me. So, yeah, and please note that the 10th edition won't be in the bookstore, so you'll have to find that probably on Amazon or something. With reliable internet connection, that is because you have weekly assignments to complete. As a part of a hybrid course, you will be here in person as well as submitting work online each Sunday. If it gets to Sunday and you haven't completed a homework assignment, that means you have something to do, because we have something to do every week. This counts as part of your attendance. So what you'll see on the topics and assignments section of our syllabus are the modules in the leftmost column. The center column will be what topics are being covered that week. I didn't include chapter numbers just in case someone's using older editions. And the assignments that are due and their respective due dates and where you can find them in that corresponding folder. All right, we have at least one assignment due each week, usually two. Plan accordingly. You will have writing assignments, reflections, discussions, a project at the end, all this fun stuff. And when we evaluate your learning, generally assignments that are written are going to be worth 30 points, reading quizzes are 20 points, and the exams are going to be worth 50 points, except for the final, which is 100 points. I don't do weighted scores. Generally, it's going to be, the points are evenly distributed, weighted, whatever you want to say in this course, but you will have a total of 750. So I gave you this nice little column for assessment, the blank one where you can record your scores, just in case Blackboard's not always accurate. But you can keep track of your grade there. Our grading scale is a traditional 10-point scale. I don't round grades because I do offer extra credit quite often. If you have an 89.97, I go with the truncated whole number, and that would be the 89, so that's a B. So make sure you're taking advantage of extra credit and completing your work well and on time so that you don't have to worry about meeting the next benchmark. We will be using recorded lectures in class. One thing I want to make clear, my attendance policy is going to be much different than the college policy. If you miss any 4 class meetings, you will be withdrawn from this class. Now, traditionally, we've done 2 consecutive weeks of attendance, but 4 class meetings is about 20% of this class, which at that point, you are not catching up with the material. You've missed too much. Now, please note that I will be flexible with COVID stuff. That will not count as a missed class because you will be doing a notes assignment to compensate for that missed attendance, and we'll talk about that further. There should be a quarantine folder I'm going to add to our unit to give you all the information on that. So if you have any COVID symptoms, stay home. Do not come. I am a germaphobe. If I hear a sniffle, I will freak out. So just stay home. You can do the notes assignment, and that will count as your attendance for class. But you must also contact student services. You can't say, hey, I'm exposed to COVID the whole semester, and then you tune in online. We can't do that. So I will be flexible with COVID exposures because I really don't want you coming to class and getting everybody sick. Maybe. So remember, 4 missed classes. I don't do excused or unexcused. So you just have 4. Use them wisely. Now for the attendance, the online attendance, you will have to verify your enrollment in the online section of our course by completing the introductory assignment. Okay? So you should be attending in class before the January 18th and completing the introductory assignment within our Blackboard course shell, which will open up the content, which, if you're viewing this video, you already did, so good job. We have different attendance procedures in our class. There's a lot here for attendance, I'm sorry. Basically, you are going to have a little packet I'm going to give you. Let me give that. For your in-class attendance, you can't just show up and get points. That's not how we're working anymore. We're going to do 1-minute thesis type assignments. Basically, at the end of the class, we take a minute to write down a brief summary of what you learned, and you hand that in. This is going to be your ticket to the class. That is going to confirm your attendance. We'll talk about that. But if you do have to stay home because of COVID or COVID exposure, this note assignment that'll make up for your attendance must be submitted within 3 days of your missed class. And you have to keep track of that, okay? I wear many hats. I cannot keep track of that for you. And just remember to complete that I can't speak, it's the end of the day. Complete that introductory assignment by January 18th to confirm your enrollment. Remember that we will be wearing face masks in class at all times, the proper way, over your nose and your mouth. You can do it, I believe in you, just like last semester. And the last day to withdraw is April 4th. So this is, sometimes life gives you lemons and you can't take on this much work and one class has got to go. I understand how it goes. Just make sure if you want to withdraw, you do it before April 4th. If you miss 4 classes and I have to withdraw you, if it happens before the 4th of April, you will get a W on your transcript. If it happens after, you will earn a grade of F. So make sure if you're going to withdraw, it's before that date, so it doesn't count against you in your academic record. And then we have a bunch of resources, especially our counseling services. Again, this class brings up some big feelings, and I think that's an important resource to have because I don't want to trigger those feelings and leave y'all hanging. Because sometimes people discover things about themselves in this class, unintentionally. So there are links to our wonderful, wonderful counseling services there if needed, among other resources. Another thing I'll emphasize is that if you need accessibility and accommodations for a disability, this can be anything from a learning disability to something less visible like type 1 diabetes. Make sure you contact accessibility services so that I can plan my time accordingly. So if you need more time for testing, we can accommodate that because we can't do it in retrospect. So make sure you do it early. I think that's it. I know this video was way longer than I wanted it to be. Hopefully you attended class so you didn't have to watch this video again. But please let me know if you have any questions. I will be happy to answer them, and I look forward to a great semester with you all.